what is static table or what is web table in any of the web page? Any idea? Any of you have? You might have seen the static tables, right?
Static table in web page would be the length or the columns, size of column or size of rows doesn't increase or decrease. It will remain as it is.
So why those tables are used basically? What are the purpose of using the table? So table is nothing but the representation of the data, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Right. So in table, it's not about like in a web page you are having a table, but in general term, table is nothing but is used for representing the data or information, right? This data could be in the form of some calendars also, right? So you might have seen the calendars in some of the web pages, right, wherein you will have to select particular date. So that is also a table, right? So it comes in the form of rows and table. And there are some others table wherein you see some informations which is written in the form of table, right? So there could be two types of table. One is static web table and other one is dynamic web table. So as the name suggests, static table is nothing but it is static in nature, as in the content of the table does not change, right? So those are fixed. The content of the table is fixed. However, dynamic web table, they keep on changing, right? So wherein let's say there are some changes from the server side and those values would be changed dynamically. So the best example, if you talk about the dynamic web table, could be something from the stock exchange, right? So every time the value of the price of the share gets changed, right? So let's say I'm having couple of entries there in my first column, and next column is having their current price or their previous day price or their etc., right? So with every tick or with every click, those price gets changed, right? So those are kind of a dynamic tables. So the content of the information which table holds gets changed dynamically, right? Changes dynamically. So basis the current value, the type, that content of the table is changed, right? Now we might see those tables in web pages also, or wherein we are writing our automation scripts, we might see those tables. Now the question is how to handle those tables, right? So we do have couple of locators here like id, name, class name, etc. But in case of table, they don't work. Usually with the tables, these locators does not come handy, right? So you will have to create your own XPath, right? And creating XPath is something again, we will have to look for a table tag first and then table body, then table row, table data. Likewise, we will have to look. And basically the purpose here is I am trying to uh, locate a table data, and I am then validating if that data is correct or not, validating the data, right? So let's say I am having two static table. So that's a very simple table. So here I am having two rows and two columns, right? Now when I am looking to handle this table, what I would see, like my this uh, particular data is correct or not, right? So I will have to locate this, I will have to fetch data from here, and then I will have to verify if the data mentioned here is correct or not, right? And if I inspect this, I won't find any id or name direct there are no direct locators available. So all in the form of table data, table row, table body, or likewise, right? So if you see this HTML carefully, you won't find anything specific to your locators which we have seen, right? So how can I create the XPath? Let's say I'm looking to looking for this data, right? So how will I create the XPath for this? Can you please help me with that? So let me just delete this all, and my class is clean now. And here WebDriver I am importing from OpenQA.Selenium WebDriver, Chrome driver, OpenQA from Selenium. Okay, now I am just maximizing, and okay, so this also I imported. Now my first step is to navigate to that web page or the static page which I am having, right? So for that, driver dot, how can I navigate to that web page?
HT.
Driver dot get, right?
Yeah, driver.get and
So
you can
driver dot
pass the
get,
URL.
yeah. So I will have to put this path, right? Yeah. So I am able to navigate to that web page or the static page I am having. Now my next step is to check the to locate this element. How can I locate this element, guys? What are the ways? I will have to create the XPath.
Okay, so can you hover the I mean fourth cell you want, right?
Yeah. So this one I want. This data I want to access.
So can you go to that mouse over click that left hand side? Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. Okay, it is there. Okay, so it is in the second TR.
Hmm.
Right click,
Right
right
click.
click over a fourth, the highlighted one. Yeah, right click, copy full XPath.
Hmm. Okay. So it's starting from the head node, right? Disha?
Yeah, starting from the head node. Correct.
Okay. So HTML body, table body, then TR2, TD2, right? So if
Correct.
I
Correct.
don't want to use full XPath, then
Uh, don't want to use the full XPath. Then
hmm,
we can directly do it from T body only.
copy XPath, then what it is giving? So this is also giving
Same thing.
same thing. Yeah. So you are saying that I can start with T body, is it?
Yeah, we can start because there is only one table, right? And one T body only.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
there is
yeah.
no need to write body, table, everything.
Yeah, yeah, got it. So let's say I want to start from table itself, because table is something is a parent element, right? So let's start with
Yeah.
the table. Okay, so table would mean if I'm looking to create my own XPath, that would be my relative XPath, and that starts with 2 slashes, right? So first would be table. Okay, so here I am right now, and then next would be T body. Okay, I reached here. Okay, so T body is my child element, right? Table is my parent element, T body is my child element. Then next is your table row, TR. Okay, and when I write TR, it is actually it is actually locating the first row. How to move on to the second row? For that, I will have to use predicates. So TR2, right? So it is actually TR and this is TR2, and 2 is a predicate here, right? Now next is your TD. After TR, I am getting TD. So when I use TD, it is actually giving me the third cell, right? And then I will have to use a predicate here, that is again 2. So TD2. Okay. So if I use this, then it will give me the precise XPath for locating this fourth cell. Okay. Now let's go to the Eclipse and then driver dot find element by dot XPath, then dot this, and then dot get text. Okay. And this I will store in text. And in CISO, let's say I'm checking, or let's say I'm checking if my text dot equals is fourth cell. Then my test case is data meshed and test passed. Else okay. So let's try running this and then we'll see whether it is able to get the data from fourth cell or not. Let's run this. Yeah, so in text I am getting the fourth cell data and then it is matching with fourth cell and then my test is passed, right? So whatever the data we are capturing, right, from here, from the cell, so that is called inner text. Instead of this, let me write here inner text. Making sense, guys? Any confusion here? Naresh, Sitara?
No, Nitin.
Okay, so it's pretty simple, right? You will have to create your own XPath, and that XPath should usually start with the table table node, or that will be your parent node, and from there you can traverse up to your table data. Okay. Now let's say I am having a nested table within some column here. Okay, so I am having another example here. So that's kind of a, so within a column I am having another table, not within a column, within a table data I am having another table. So how do I handle that? Let's say if I am looking to locate this 456 here, how will I create the XPath for this? Who can help me with this now? So this is a bit of a complex table, I would say, as in like I am having two tables here. One is a uh, uh, outer table and second one is the inner table, right? And this is called a nested table. Nested tables. Okay, so who can help me to locate this? Guys, quick.
We can try. So first would be table.
Hmm.
Then we have T body.
Table T body.
Then T body. Under that, it should be TR.
TR. Okay.
Then we have TD2. No, but then how did it go?
So this TR is basically your first row, right?
First row, yes.
And
Acha,
this
1 and
TR
2,
is
correct. Next
the
is.
second row. Okay,
So
so I
1,
have to
2.
come here. So I will have to use predicates here, right?
Yeah. So
So
first one
TR2.
is for 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 2.
So
For
this is
3.
actually I am able to reach here
Hmm.
on this row. Now where I have to go? I have to go to that particular TD, right?
Yes.
And this TD is again a new table, right?
So
So
that
again, I
is
will have to use table.
And then T body again, right?
1 second. So after TR,
TD should be there.
TD should be there. I got it. So TD, and then TD is actually focusing on first this data 3. And for focusing on second data, I will have to use predicate here, TD2. Right now, I am at the inner table.
Okay.
Is it making sense? Inner table, right?
Uh,
And in inner table, I am having then again a table tag,
and body, right? We have
table,
first table, and then
table,
we have
and T body.
T body.
Then we have, let's say, I am looking for this 4, 5, 6. So would be a TR, and then TD, that is 2, right?
Okay.
Okay, so it is actually giving me 2 suggestions here, right? So fortunately, I am looking for 4, 5, 6 only, so I can use this. If I need to use 10, 11, 12, then 1 second, I'm getting a call, guys. Just give me.